Vice City Next-Gen Edition is a huge mod that came out in January this year and brought the entirety of GTA Vice City into GTA 4's engine. This project was almost universally praised, but I really struggled to personally see past the obvious performance issues and numerous game-breaking bugs. It was in an extremely unfinished state, as is common with GTA mods nowadays, sadly, and I created a video discussing my frustrations soon after. Many of the comments told me, well, Ben, if you're so good and handsome and sexy and gorgeous, why don't you just make your own patch and fix it yourself? So that's exactly what I did. Full disclosure here, I've only recently gotten my feet wet in the GTA modding space with my own projects as of last year, and my scripting knowledge of GTA 4 is almost non-existent. For that reason, I wanted to focus on the most game-breaking issues and fix them rather than fix absolutely everything, as some issues were quite deep and were way beyond my expertise. There is a complete edition of Next-Gen in the works by another group of modders, far better than me as well, so all the other fixes will come in time with them. Take this version as a sort of interim patch that fixes all the big stuff in the meantime. Let's take a look at the changelog. There are some useful general fixes that we've integrated, such as removing the horrible AI phone calls from patch 1.1, and also finally allowing the player to respawn at their nearest safe house when loading the autosave, rather than always spawning at the Ocean Beach Hotel. We've also fixed the mission progression, something that patch 1.2 claimed to do, but did incorrectly. Now the final missions will unlock once you've completed the Vassetti Estate, the Printworks, and 5 other assets, just like in the original game. We've also added a few cool quality of life upgrades, such as auto-saving on each collectible, and implementing GTA 4's system for the stunt jumps, so you know how many you have remaining. Now let's take a look at some mission-specific issues. The first mission I wanted to look at was Guardian Angels, as it had a number of problems. The two most glaring issues were that the mission failure radius was way too short, meaning you couldn't even collect the health pack without failing for getting too far away. The second issue was that the bike cutscene didn't start at the correct time. It's supposed to start only once all the enemies are dead, but sometimes in Next Gen it would just continue randomly. This mission has now been fixed up so that the failure radius matches vanilla, and the cutscene only starts once you've taken everybody out. A few missions in Next Gen had extra enemies that weren't in the original game for seemingly no reason. These have been removed, as all they did was cheaply kill players who didn't expect them to be there. In Say Yes Sir, you could easily softlock by going to the back of the garage after storing the tank. The door would close and lock you inside, as the game thought you were outside and it was safe to lock the garage. This has now been fixed so the door will only close once you're properly outside. All Hands on Deck had a hilarious issue, where if you started the mission, failed it, and then restarted the mission, you'd be taken back to Say Yes Sir, the previous mission. This is the first time I think I've ever seen a mission actively take away progress from the player, so this had to be rectified as soon as possible. Now failing All Hands on Deck still allows you to start it again without issues. VIP was easily the most broken mission in Next Gen, and it sadly remained the same in patch 1.2. Every single time the VIP would get in your car, they would get out and immediately die for seemingly no reason. Furthermore, killing the rival taxi driver would fail the mission, which doesn't happen in the original game. Both of these issues have been fixed. The VIP's random heart attacks are no more. Cabmageddon is a good example of a mission that could still be improved a lot if I were better at coding, but I've done what I can with my limited toolset and experience. The cars that chase you don't chase you properly, and always end up right near the gate where the boss then spawns. The problem is that the boss then gets stuck on his buddies and cannot enter the compound, causing a potential softlock for a casual player who doesn't know what they're doing. This wouldn't usually be an issue even for a casual player, as you could simply get out of the car and leave the compound and fight the boss outside. The problem is that Next Gen locked you inside the car for some reason, meaning the only way to get out of the car was through the windshield. Not ideal. This lock has now been removed, so now players don't need to send themselves out of their windshields to avoid potentially softlocking. The Malibu chain of missions were also very, very broken. Cam Jones is referred to as Cam Johnson. I guess he's a lust relative of CJ or something. And the paint spray didn't work properly during the mission at all. In the shootist, you're supposed to be able to finish each round of shooting early, but if you did this in Nextgen, you would fail the mission for leaving the shooting range, even though you obviously didn't. The job would also have progression issues, as the script didn't properly check for the SWAT guys during the bank heist to be dead, so you'd just be stuck there until you forced your way out of the bank yourself. All of these issues have now been fixed. They're not in a perfect state by any means, but at least they're playable, which is good enough for now. Any mission that had any sort of checkpoints now has their collision accurately reflect their visual hitbox, so no more flying straight through the marker and having it not count as being hit. The boatyard has been entirely reworked. It now includes difficulty levels like in the original, proper checks for which boat the player is using, and make sure the collision is gone from the packages that you collect. They had no collision in the original game to stop you bouncing off them and potentially flipping your boat. Kung Crazy has also been entirely rewritten, as all the logic was super messed up. In the original game, you would set a personal best time and receive $200 as a reward. Every time you beat your best time, your reward would double. Nextgen for some reason didn't care what times that you set, it would just double your money if you kept passing the mission without failing. Nextgen also didn't allow you to touch any of the cones, claiming that you would smash them and fail the mission even if you hadn't smashed them. This has all been fixed, so you money grinders can grind just like you did in the original game. Lastly, let's look at the final two missions. There's some minor and major issues here. Minor stuff like Cap the Collector telling you that more collectors are on the way, even though you just killed the last set and finished the mission. But also major stuff like the spawn triggers for Lance and Sunny during the final mission being completely incorrect. In Nextgen, Lance took much longer to spawn. He was completely invincible until he would reach the roof, causing a potential softlock if he got stuck, and the game also didn't heal you at all in between segments, making the mission super rough to play. Sunny's spawn was also completely busted. He would only spawn once the Mafia wasn't stealing your money from your safe anymore. The problem with that is that even when you killed the Mafia goons at the safe, you would still be losing money anyway somehow, meaning getting Sunny to spawn was basically just praying it didn't bug out. All of these conditions now match the base game, so that the mission is playable again. Lance spawns 60 seconds after mission starts, kill Lance, Sunny spawns 60 seconds later, kill Sunny, mission passes. This isn't an exhaustive list. The changelog is overall much larger, but I didn't want this video to get too boring, so if you're interested in the full changelog, I'll include it in the description below. Your next question might then be, well then Ben, when can I download this? The answer is hopefully right now. The patch will be released as soon as this video goes public, so if you can see it, a download link should be in the description somewhere. Unless you're a YouTube member and get early access to all of my awesome videos, which you can get too if you click the join button below the video, you guys might have to wait a few days. Apologies for that. Ultimately, as negative as I was about Nextgen Edition when it first dropped, I'm still a part of the broader community and want every mod to be the best it can be. I'm more than happy to put the effort in to improve experiences for the community, and I hope this patch proves that I'm not just a random Nextgen hater. Thanks for watching, and thank you to everyone who contributed to this patch, as I cannot take all the credit. They've asked to stay anonymous because of potential issues with Take-Two, but you know who you are.